from Los Angeles, everybody. Oh my God, what an audience. Feeling #grateful already. I wish this was tomorrow night and we could all just be having a really nice meal together. I don't know. I mean, holidays. Okay, I'm Sam. Nice to meet you guys. Nice to meet everybody watching at home. If you're watching from New York, go to bed. It's late. But shout out soon to Kroonquist, who owns this place, makes it happen. I'm wearing her merch, and it's not because I'm out of clothes, because I just did laundry. This was a choice. Kosher soul food. This is the one chance that all you comics at home get to look at my boobs and I won't get mad. Kosher soul food. It's a cookbook written by Sunu Kroonquist herself. I believe another edition is going to be coming out soon. Who knows? But check it out. And this is the LA School of Comedy. You know, we're an open mic. We're a podcast studio. And we are a home for everybody, you know. It's crazy when you think about it on paper, like a place that you can come and everybody has to listen. And you can say whatever you want, you know. And people are like, whenever I tell somebody I'm doing comedy, they go, isn't it hard that you can't say anything anymore? You can't say anything anymore. I mean, right? You know, when I was at the office and, you know, she's walking by and I used to give her a little, what's wrong with that? I mean, she's having a good day. What was she, on the rag? It always turns into that. It always turns into a really specific anecdote. You know what I mean? You can't say anything anymore. I mean, you know, she's his niece, but come on, I didn't know. 14's the new 20. What? Huh? You're going to blame crop tops on this one? Come on. That's gross. Can't say anything anymore. What it is like you got to say something new. Why would I want to say what's been said before? Let's be creative. Speaking of creativity, I work in retail. And I bring it. You know, I really do. I call it brung. It's hard sometimes. So I'm a greeter at a company that, you know, I think is really integral to the American experience. So much so that because I believe in myself and where I'm going, I'm not going to say, I work at Bath and Body Works. And so they made me a greeter a lot. And, you know, it's funny, like with the job that they're trying to make you feel good. You know, it's like your energy is so great. Like you're so great at engaging with people. Like, you know, like you're the front lines. Like you're the first face they see, like whatever. But they changed my line. I used to say like, hi, welcome. Like, are you looking for anything? And now it's, hi, please enter to the right. And that's really hard. That's been a hard note to take, you know, because the character that I am, I'm playing human being. I'm not good at playing robot. It's just hard knowing that there could be a cardboard cutout of yourself and like a motion sensor, and that could play my voice and that could be replaced like this, you know. But I still have fun. You know, people like to people watch. I do too. Except, you know, you smile at somebody for too long and all of a sudden you're asking for something, you know, and it's not just men, you know, it's mostly other middle-aged white women who feel like they can confide in me often. You know, it's like they have a bad experience with my coworker. I mean, come on. I didn't think, you know, I mean, people, you know, in this country. That's the C word I don't need to hear, country. You know, I don't want to be talking about that. There is a C word that I feel like white people should be using more, with a hard R, and that is cracker. So sometimes people need to be called out, you know, where it's just like, this is too much. I saw this white woman, she was wearing a shirt that said, no, kosher soul food, no. It said like, vote for Earth, you know, where I'm just like, come on, don't you think we would if we could? Who are you going to vote for? The Earth. Peace on Earth. It's the same kind of person who's like, you ask them, like, what do you care about most in this world? Like, what is your cause? What if you could put all your time and your money and your energy into one thing? And they go, stray dogs. I'm sorry. Really? 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 As a person, you're going to say that? As a person? I don't know. It just makes me wonder. That's what makes me believe in past lives. I'm like, you must have been a chihuahua in the last life. And that's why you're fighting so hard right now for that thing. I live in West Hollywood, so I have a pit bull and a vegan roommate. And it is great. It's great. You know what I mean? I left my wallet at a gay club, and then I got sick, and my parents were like, you need to go get it right now. And my dad calls me and goes, okay, so me and your mom and your sister, we're going to go right now. And I said, what are you talking about, Dad? You know, like, my dad went to, like, Winterland. Like, you know, like, he let my older sister, like, braid his hair. You know, like, he definitely did shrooms. You know, like, my mom did not. My mom did not. I asked her once, I think I was, like, 14. I was like, so how did you lose your virginity? She goes, Samantha, why would you ask me such a thing? And looking back, I kind of get it. You know, like, it was awkward. I always do stuff in the wrong way, like when we're walking inside somewhere. But I'll tell one more tidbit and then it'll be over. So, I most of you have heard this. Oh, don't you love when comedians do that? When they go, oh, you've heard this one, but I'll tell it again. Or they're telling jokes and they're dark and they're dirty, whatever, and nobody's laughing. And then they go, oh, then you're really not going to like this next one. It's like, thank you so much. Thank you. Imagine a waiter doing that. Oh, you didn't like that one? You're really not going to like this one. You got a food allergy? Fuck. No, so basically the first time my parents found porn on my computer, when I say first time, I don't live with them anymore. But I feel like Apple Play is one mistap away, you know? And I did this last time. I think it was really, it explains some things. So I have two different thumbs. Okay? So does, what's her name? Megan Fox. Okay, I think Emma Stone has one. They said it's either history of, it's something about incest, so whatever. Royal blood, you know. I don't know what that's about. But, so, you know, I just feel like it's like one mistap away. It's like my life can be ruined. But, so I get this text from my dad, and it says, Samantha. I'm like, who is that? You know, like, I've been saying for so long. Like, come on, I thought we were cool. Your mother. And I'm like, now we're in a fucking J.K. Rowling universe. Your mother has found some hardcore porn on your computer. Hey, bloody hell. And then he said, I've never seen her this upset before. And I looked at that. I was like, come on, I wish that was true. You know, because we all know who's made her the most upset before, and it wasn't me. And then, so hearing the word hardcore, I had to find out what was hardcore for my parents. You know, like, it could have just been porn. Hardcore porn. Hardcore. 2 tabs open. How to give a good blowjob. How to suck good cock. Right? Like, if, like, looking back, it's like, I see why, like, she might have been embarrassed. I should have said how to suck cock well. And for that, I may go back to school. But let's get this night started. Mom and dad are home. This is school's out. Time to party. I'm very excited and honored to bring up this next comedian. I can't believe it's my first time meeting her. The one and only Denise Carter, everybody. Get it? Oh, I like that.
What's up, y'all? My name is Denise, and I'm from Oxnard, California. Yeah, the area where the strawberries are grown, but we ain't picking them. I come from a large family, and I used to be the largest one. Then I lost 85 pounds. Whoop, whoop. So I gave all my X's to my sister, my 4X, my 2X, my 1X. She's mad about it. My sister, you know, we were the same size, and once I started on this weight loss journey about a year ago, you know, because every month it would be like, we're going on a different diet. We're going on a different diet. I'm like, okay, what diet are we going on this time, Doris? She's like, slim fast. I was like, look at me. I don't slim fast. I slim slow. And it's great now because now that I've lost weight, I choose to eat things differently. But I got off vodka, y'all. I got off vodka. I was drinking a lot of Tito's vodka, double vodka with a twist of lime, splash of cranberry. And I got off sugar. I had to get off sugar. But what happened was my doctor told me, I went to the doctor one day, he was like, hey, don't you want to look like a Coca-Cola? And I was like, a Coca-Cola? He was like, yeah, Coca-Cola. And I didn't get it. And he was like, the bottle, not the can. I was like, oh, I got it. But he sent me to a doctor, a cardiologist, and I had the stress test done, and he said to me, he's like, it's not if you're going to have a heart attack, it's when you're going to have a heart attack. So I had to make some changes, y'all. I had to make some changes. But my sister's a hairdresser. She's been doing my hair all my life. That's why I wear wigs. My hair is so thin, you could read my mind. And it's crazy because my mother was a hairdresser. My aunt was a hairdresser. I did braiding. I braided hair for about 20 years. But why am I bald-headed? Like my whole family, they should have had the cure to keeping hair together, right? They should have had the cure. And what was crazy is when I went to my mother and I said, I'm bald and it doesn't make any sense. And she was like, don't you get on stage and tell nobody you're bald. Because they had all these customers, right? They had all these customers. Who the hell would want to go and see them if their daughter's hair is bald? I told everybody. And she told me, you ought to be ashamed of yourself for telling people that. And I was like, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Everybody knows you're into short-term relationships. Always picking up a man from the nursing home. She's like, Denise. I was like, Mama. Because seriously, guys, she came to the house one day. She had a bag. She had a wallet. She had glasses. She had a cell phone. I said, Mama, whose stuff is this? She's like, my boyfriend. And I was like, well, where he at? He ain't going to need it where he going. I was like, well, where was he going? Everything was fine till Host Spice showed up. And I was like, Host Spice? She was like, yeah. I was like, is that one of them Spice Girls? She's like, no. I was like, is that one of them Indian girls? No. It's when they give you morphine and you go to snoring. I said, are you talking about hospice? She's like, no, it's Host Spice. I said, Mama, that's hospice. She was like, no. Look at here. The doctor said it's Host Spice. I wrote it down. I said, you spelled it wrong. There is no space between the O and the S. She said, look at here. It's Host Spice, and that's just what it's going to be. Well, Host Spice is what it is, y'all. Host Spice is what it is. It's crazy. I work in healthcare. I work for a home health hospice company, and I can tell you this. If somebody's on their way out, stop being so damn selfish and let them go. You celebrate all these babies being born, but you never want to let people go. Just let them go. My brothers didn't like it when I said that about my daddy, but that's all right. It's great. I've got 2 kids. Yeah. It's funny you have 2 kids. My daughter called me up the other day. She lives in Texas. She's like, Mom, my doctor put me on medication. I was like, well, what you on medication for? She said, I have anxiety and depression. I said, black people don't get anxiety and depression. They get high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol. Then I thought about it. Well, she is married to a white man. It is what it is. It's great. I've been married for 23 years. Y'all give it up. Yeah. My husband is great. I can't take anything from him. But when you're married to an old man, he's like 12 years older than I am. And, I was married for the pension. I'm going to keep it real, y'all. I'm married for the pension and the benefits. And he's a great guy, too. I can't, this is on TV, right? Okay. So one day I was like noticing that he was putting he was under the hood of my car, and I was looking, I was like, that don't look right. You married to an old man when they put transmission fluid in your car instead of oil? And I just watched him do it. And I got to thinking, that's one way to get a new car. I got me a brand new Lexus, y'all. I ended up, again, apologizing because my mom said I ought to be ashamed of myself, as usual. Because she said I should have told him. I was like, why? I got a new car now. It's a hybrid, y'all. It's a hybrid. It's silent. I love it. Yeah. I just recently, that sounds really good. What you got? Is that candy from Halloween? Halloween candy?
I just keep it.
I'm over here thinking there's a rat in here. It's like, just checking. I told y'all I lost weight, but I'm hungry all the time. You got some food up in here. I'm going to sniff it out and see what it is. But, yeah, my husband just recently retired Yeah, I didn't say nothing, just like y'all didn't, when he said he was going to retire. And it was crazy because when he came home and he said, I'm going to retire. And I was like, well, what you going to do that for? He's like, I'm going back to school to get my PhD. And I was like, public high school diploma. And I love him, though. I'm really proud. I'm proud. But since he got that public high school diploma, he says things that don't make sense to nobody but him. I came home the other day and he was like, hey, what's for dinner? I was like, you've been here all day. He was like, well, what you thinking about? I'm thinking about my doctor put me on a plant-based diet, and I'm going to plant myself over here till you come up with something to eat. Plant-based diet, y'all. It's crazy. And I love him because he always has smart things to say. Smart things to say. He told me before he decided to retire, he was like, you want to go to work with me? And I was like, yeah. Because I really wanted to know what he did, because he was an HVAC mechanic, and that's like heating, ventilation, air conditioning, and I really didn't know what they really did. They just keep things moving. But I went there, and I noticed something. I noticed these big drums of things that didn't make sense. I was like, what's in there? He's like, liquid oxygen. I'm like, liquid oxygen. And I was like, what's over there? He's like, well, that's kind of dangerous, because I saw the sign, and I thought about my cell phone. And I was like, you know what, I'm leaving. He said, why are you leaving? I said, because if my phone rings, there could be an explosion. He's like, literally, you're leaving me? I said, man, here go your food, I'm out, because I was getting a tour. I didn't want that. I wanted nothing to do it. But I love him, though. I love him. I ponder things, though, all the time. You ever ponder things like, why you see blind people with dark glasses, but you never see deaf people with earmuffs? Do you ever think about that? It's the process made me think about it. And then I thought about, why do you see blind, deaf people? Why do you see people with bad breath? They never want a mint. You're like, hey, would you like a mint? Michelle? No, I'm fine. And why do they call them apartments and they all stuck together? Why is abbreviated such a long word? Period. Why do doctors call what they do practice? Come on over to my practice. Let me take a look at you. Those are things that I ponder. The one thing that I think is really interesting is that when you work with a lot of people, people often wonder, how's your credit score? You know, in my culture, nobody asks about the credit score because everybody's credit score is jacked up. Everybody's credit score is jacked up. But all my white friends got great credit score. That's why, on this weight loss journey, they were like, if you lose 100 pounds, you can wear all my clothes. I was like, great, because you got all name brand clothes. All my stuff comes from Marshalls and Ross where they cut the tags out. Yeah. It's great. Let's see here. What else I want to talk about? I was talking about my work in healthcare, and sometimes I go to work and people want to bring their dogs to work. I don't get it. I had a girl the other day told me, she was like, this is Pooch's. And I was like, well, what is Pooch's doing here? Pooch's is not employed because it's a distraction. Everybody want to bring their dogs to work, and it's crazy. But the dogs are such a distraction. People come in and got to talk to the dog for 15 minutes. I'm trying to figure out why we ain't got no work going on, right? So I went to the conference room and I noticed that there was a package left in the conference room. The dog's downstairs, but the package upstairs in the conference room. And I asked the girl, I said, hey, your dog left a package in the conference room. We got a meeting in 7 minutes. And she was like, oh. And she had a conversation with the dog. She was like, what did you do? You're a bad boy. You're not getting any treats. I was like, the package is still upstairs and we got 2 minutes to the meeting. So the moral of the story is don't bring your pets to work because everybody don't like them. All right, my name is Denise Carter, and that's my time. You can find me at Comedian Denise Carter on Instagram and Facebook and, TikTok, all those things. Denise Carter. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Give it up for Denise, everybody. off to a great start tonight. Who's ready for another fresh face at the LA School of Comedy? Michelle Malizaki.
Nice, fresh face after 54 years. Okay, that's 35 because I tell everyone that I'm 35. Well, actually 34. Because I am 34. B. With extra stuffing. So, I don't know. So if you ever start, like bothered by telling your own age, start using your bra size, you could be 32, 34, 48 would be a stretch. 54 custom ordered. I don't know. I don't know anything. I don't. So the reason why I'm here because I don't get any attention at home. I'm married too. Your husband's so nice. My husband, awful. I found him at the Starbucks in Marina Del Rey, the mecca of divorcees. But I got lucky. He was brand new. I'm like, okay, let's go. Let's get married. I need a green card. 10 days before I got my 10 days before we are getting married, I got a letter from immigration office. It's not immigration office saying, congratulations, you got your green card approved. I'm like, but I'm getting married. I should have stopped them, but I'm cheap. I already paid deposit to my wine cave wedding in Napa. So I'm like, let's just get married. And we did. And 23 years later, still together. Because, thank you. That's because I know how to do stuff. I just don't know how to undo stuff. My husband is a procrastinator. I told him, I did tell him, like, everybody's getting divorced. And he's like, that's a great idea. We'll do it next summer. That was 10 summers ago. My husband is he's a white guy from Ohio. And he's a rocket scientist. So he's a so-called wisecracker. And we got 2 kids, boy and a girl. That's great. Because my son is my favorite son. And my daughter is my favorite child. That's not true. Usually people, comedians come up on stage. Oh, it's a true story. It's a true story. That wasn't a true story. My daughter, awful, awful, awful. I haven't seen her eyes for the last 3 years. And you're like, oh, is that because she's half of you, me? No, she's just awful. Like every time I talk to her, she's like, mama, like, so, when I buy new stuff, new clothes, like, I want to see what she thinks. So then I have to stand behind her because her eyeballs are like right here, right here. She can't see in the front. I don't want to, well, okay, the Thanksgiving is tomorrow. But I've been living in America for 35 years, but I don't do turkey. About 25 years ago, I used to make turkey till like 25 years ago. I was forced to watch hardcore lesbian porn. I can't do the turkey anymore. So that's why I'm married to a white guy. He does the turkey. Yeah. It's too much. I don't know. I didn't know she was a lesbian. I thought, I don't know, like when I came to America, this white girl, she was like so friendly and she was so nice. And like every time we go somewhere, she drove me, she opens the door and she like carries everything. And then she's like, okay, Michelle, let's go to Neiman Marcus. I'm like, Neiman Marcus, yay! And she's like, oh, try on these lingerie. I'm like, oh, okay. And then she wanted to come into the room with me. I'm like, what's going on? That's kind of weird. And then I found out she was a lesbian. Michelle. So before I met this white guy from Ohio, I was like in Japan, right? When you hit 25, that wasn't not anymore, but like when I was growing up, when you hit 25, that's the Christmas cake. On 26th day of the December, you have no value. I was like 31. Christmas cake has no value. It's composting. And my parents like, oh, get married. I'm like, okay. And then I met this guy. And where was I going? I don't know. I can't remember. But I don't know. It's like now I feel like I hurry and got married because all my friends are not getting married. And they are all laughing at me for having 2 kids. And if I didn't have my kids, I would be driving Porsche, right? Oh my gosh. So when my son was like 5 years old, he was so adorable, and he learned how the Santa system works. You go to the mall, you sit on this guy's lap and tell him what he wants. So he's like, okay, mommy, I want to go to see Santa. I'm like, okay, let's go to the mall. So we went to the mall. He sat on Santa's lap and he asked for what he wanted. He said, I want 3 sisters. Like 3 sisters? I mean, can it be something easy like world peace? And it's like, I want 3 sisters. And then the Santa wasn't helping me. He's like, oh, ho, 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 no problemo. Have fun, Mom. So mommy got busy. Like I, found out how to get baby girl. And I got one. But it was so much work. I had to stop this, not because he wants to have 2 more sisters. Like, gotta stop somewhere. And I came up with a great excuse. I'm like, okay, William, come here. Sit down. There will be no more sisters. And he's like, why? He was so cute. I'm like, because Santa died. But he didn't react. I'm like, oh my gosh, I am raising a good Japanese boy. But but at the same time, he's an American boy, so I have to ask him, like, are you okay? And he's like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm so glad that there'll be no more sisters because I didn't like the one that he brought last year. I know. And my daughter's going to all-girls school because I don't know. I really don't know what I'm doing. That was my dream. Like, all-girls school, little skirt, little, whatever. And then, so she's costing me a lot of money because my son's going to a public school. And then he's like, Mom, why are you sending, Elle to a private school and not me? I'm like, oh, it's an all-girls school. If you cut it off, I'll send you there. But then he's realizing, he's like 17, he's realizing how much his wish is costing me. So now he's like, I'm sorry, Mom. And he gave me a hug. I never gave him a hug because I raised him Japanese. Japanese people don't hug. I'm like, ohayou gozaimasu, good morning, good afternoon. We just like, wow. And he's like, he gave me a hug. And I didn't know what to do because I never hugged my kid. And I'm like, what am I going to do with my arms? So I just grabbed his ass. And it was nice. And then he screams, rape! I'm like, what are you talking about? You're the one who gave me a hug. And besides, it's called incest. Get it right. Well, thank you so much, Marizaki. Thank you.
You just imagine walking and someone just screaming, incest. It's sad because a crowd of people would gather to watch. No, give it up for Michelle. That was amazing. Seriously, I'm so glad you guys found us. We are off to a great start. We're going to keep it moving. I'm very excited to bring this guy up. He's an LA School of Comedy regular. He holds it down for us. Let's give it up for Bobby fucking Peterson, everybody. White meat and thighs.
All right. How's everybody doing? Yeah. Sweet. I'm Bobby fucking Peterson. I been looking for a new ride lately. In the market for some coattails. If anybody's got some I can ride. I don't know. It's too hard. Like trying to like get famous. So I don't know. Somebody drag me up with them. I'd do it for you all. That's right. I'm awesome. No. This is just a thought I've wanted to say out loud in front of people before, but fuck bureaucracy. Like, paperwork. Ugh. It just gets in the way. I wanna do stuff like I just hosted an open mic in my backyard. I had 9 people come out and do stand up. It was a lot of fun. You're a promoter and all that. It was the first time I've ever hosted. I promoted a punk show a few years like back in the day, but it was fun. I enjoyed. I actually stopped by a bar near my house today, and I'm meeting with. Well, I don't know if I'm meeting with her, but Pam will be there at 12 to 6 tomorrow, and I'm gonna go see about setting up a comedy show. It's just. I don't know. It's a lot of fun just being around comedians. Yeah, my therapist is out of town this week, so you guys are stepping in for him. This is a thought that always got to me. Like, show your work. I was never good at it. Like, I never did my homework and stuff, but I passed tests all the time. But like I'd fail for not showing my work, which it's like, come on. I mean, I gave you the answers. Like even in elementary school, I used to get in trouble. They're like, but you got to show how you did it. I'm like, I did it, right? I did it. Like, what? You want me to teach you? You're the goddamn teacher. What? I mean, I don't know. I got the answer, right? Why do I need to show you how to do it? But yeah, that's just the arrogance of childhood, I suppose. But yeah, I was never good at proving myself, showing my work. That's where the bureaucracy part comes in, I guess. Like, I want to do stuff, get stuff done, like have a business, like bring people around to perform and stuff. But like every time I think about it, it's like you have to make money somehow. I fucking hate making money. I like spending it, but making it, man. I just want to, like, you can't, the system's already in place. I can't fix it, but yeah, I don't want to have to sign permits and, yeah, I don't know. I'm just frustrated with business, but that's, another thing I heard. I remember this quote, like the greatest form of censorship is, the flick of a television remote or something like that. Like, people, I don't know, the sensitivity seems to be dying down after the whole COVID and everything. Because I know Cosby Show's back on TV on some channel. So, I mean, like, we're kind of getting back to where it's like people don't care anymore. But yeah, if you don't like something, like, don't cancel it. Just turn it off. Find something better to do with your time than ruin everybody else's time. Though Cosby, yeah, I get it. He shouldn't be back. I don't know if I could watch the show anymore. I grew up watching it. Used to fall asleep to it all the time. I don't know if that was intentional, but no, yeah, it's weird. I saw that it was on TV again, flipping through like those 1,200 channels on cable, and I don't know if I didn't try watching it, but if I did, would it hit the same? I don't know. On Monday, Sam had brought up how like mentorships don't really exist anymore, I always thought about like it would be cool to be an apprentice at something. Like I went to culinary school, and I hate cooking. Like I like the science of it. I got into it for the wrong reasons, I guess. But like you go to get a job, and you have to work for free for a while, and they don't want anyone who doesn't have experience. So it's this big catch-22. But like an apprenticeship, like they should bring that back. I would love to like just like live in somebody's like closet, like on a pad, and then wake up every morning and like learn to make knives or something. I don't know. It would be cool. Like I think because school is like factory training. It's like they put everybody in this room, teach them how to. I don't know what they teach us, to be honest. They didn't teach me how to survive, how to pay bills and shit. I don't know. Things got to change. Yeah, I didn't really. How much time do I have?
You have 4 minutes.
Oh, wow. Okay. Jokes. Oh, I thought she was talking to me. Let's see. We'll go back. Oh yeah, so I did that show. That show I wrote. That show I threw at my house the other day. It was really cool, but I got served for false advertising. I got served with a Venmo QR code because I said it was 4 to 9. This girl showed up at like 8:15 and we were done. She's like, "You could at least shoot me $10 for gas." I was like, "Okay, you got big boobs." No, but no, yeah. I just thought it was worth the $10 because I got that joke out of it. But yeah, she actually was right. It was false advertising, kind of. But I mean, oh well. I'm gonna give back my time because I just feel I feel like I did what I had to tonight. So thank you. I'm Bobby fucking Peterson at Bobby fucking Peterson on Instagram.
Give it up for Bobby, everybody. Comedy in the backyard. I love it. Comedy in the backyard. I keep the drama indoors. No. I am so excited to see this fabulous woman here with us today. I don't know if you guys are ready for the comedy of Miho Fuji. I love your outfit. You know what I mean? Fine. You want me to talk some more? No.
Hello. What am I going to talk about first? I love dogs. Hasn't been joking. It's funny, I don't look like I like dogs. What do I like then? I like dogs. And then, I just say hi to dogs whenever I see dogs. The other day I was like, "Oh my God, hi baby." Right? And then the owner said, "Talk to me first." I don't want to fucking talk to you, alright? I want to talk to the dog. Like, you own him, but he is like living thing. Like, I'm gonna respect the dog. Like, if you wanna be me talking to you, you better be hard as the dog. No, I don't want to talk to you. Yeah. I don't want to talk to people. I don't talk to dogs. So my dad, I haven't seen him forever, so I sometimes forget about him, but he still exists. And he raised me, right? Every Sunday, he does horse racing. He loves horse racing. And once he won the money, he record every time the big race, he record. And then he watched that video that he won the race over and over and over and over. And every time he's fucking excited. He knows the race. You haven't watched it. And you're like, you see the five, yeah, he's still behind right now, but he's gonna come. Why? Every time he's gonna come. Why? I don't know, but he's gonna come. Yeah. He's like, so excited. Yeah, I don't do gambles. So I'm like, oh, I didn't get that genes from him. But I'm like, I'm doing comedian. Like, I am gambling all my life, Dad. Are you proud? I'm a big old gambler here. Dad. Love and hate. Daddy issue, definitely. Yeah, I got daddy issue, definitely. So, I've been interested in like dominating men. I'm not interested doing towards women. I'm bisexual, but like I don't want to do it to women. I just want to do it to men. Like women has to get power back, and I'm gonna be that one, leading that group. And but I don't want to be mean. I don't like being mean. I don't want to say bad things to people. So I'm gonna be a positive dom. I give you a compliment when you do well. I'm like almost like your grandma that sit on your face. Good boy. I'm so proud of you. Yeah. Okay. What am I gonna do? I hate cockroach, or used to hate cockroach. Like that thing is fast and everywhere. It's really creepy. Can you guys imagine if that thing is gonna like bark? That'd be so awful, right? I'm so glad they're silent at least. If they bark all the time, oh god, that sound is gonna fucking haunt me, So I'm like so glad that thing is silent. But one time, I did a molly, and then that was like really filthy house. Like cockroach just pop up once a while. That guy gave me molly. He really wanted to fuck me, but he didn't get me. I'm like, I love myself, and I realized cockroach is also a living thing. I shouldn't kill them. They got a family at home. Yeah, so that guy didn't get pussy, and then I got that realization of cockroaches living things, so be nice to them. Since then, my fear is gone. So, really, it works, like using Mori for like mental illness, those study. True. I don't hate cockroaches that much anymore, so do Mori. Do ecstasy. Do drugs. To fix yourself, As you see, you can imagine, I was a really horny kid growing up. Like, sorry ma'am, when I use tampon, I already have tried dick in me, so, it was like no problemo. It was like a tampon. That shit is like a finger. It's like nothing. I even didn't realize that like tampon's supposed to be hard. Like watching like show and then like, ma'am, I'm ready to do tampon. I'm like, you just get ready. Like while you're masturbating, you realize like, oh, I can take this, Yeah. Got so much sex joke. I can't even like know how. I was watching a show the other day that was a period piece, and then new fantasy new fantasy I want is getting erotic letter, like handwritten dirty notes. That'd be cool, right? Like, yeah, I don't want a dick pic. I want a letter. Describe how your dick is. That'd be nice, honestly. I don't know. This is a half idea. So, okay, I just do this one. One day, I was at the Amazon Fresh, and that day I ended up doing threesome. Like, what the fuck? A guy talked to me on the Amazon Fresh, and he had a thick ass accent. Well, I got thick ass. We can't talk, Two foreigners, we can't talk. I don't understand him. But he said he's gonna feed me curry chicken, so I'm like, sure. went to his place and then ended up having 2 dicks with his cousin. Yeah, he had a thick-ass Jamaican accent, right? And on bed, he's like, say, fuck me, N-word. Black people laughing makes me feel better, you know? he said that, I'm like, I can't. And he said, no, it's all right. We fine. And those both black guys. We fine, just say it. I'm like, fuck me, N-word. And then, yeah, I learned something new. While BBC's in you, you're part black, so you can say N-word. I'm allowed to say it. That's what it means. Like, once you go black, you can't go the other, because I can't say N-word while white dick is in me, you know? That'd be awkward. They're awkward. I'm like, no, I mean, I don't know, other like, white slut, I'm supposed to say? I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna sing a song too, like all the sex joke didn't happen. So based on Queen, We Are the Champions, but I would call it, We Need Tampons. I pay for my tampons month after month. I've done my meditation and the communications help, so shut the fuck up. And by period cramps, I'm about to puke. And then breach the tampons, toxicate my puss, but cheaper than unbreached tampons. I mean, how the fuck makes sense? We need a tampons for free. And we breathe in pain till we get. We need a tampons. Everybody, we need a tampons. No man deserves a pussy if we don't get free tampons every month. Woo! Thank you, I'm Miho Fuji.
Thank you. Let's give it up for Miho, everybody. Big tampon if you're watching. We're bleeding and ready, you know. Just send a girl a little something. You know what I mean? Just imagine sitting in math class and, you know, there's just all that little blood in your pants and it's like nobody's got a crush on you, you know, and it's like you wear scented pads and all of a sudden like, oh, that's bad, you know what I mean? It's like burns you, you know what I mean? And it's like, you know, no? It sucks. I wasn't going to do any more time, but... Or like, you know how it's like, you know, like, oh, your pussy looks like a roast beef sandwich. It's like, why does it always have to be everything? Cottage cheese sandwich. What else? What else is it? Is that it? I guess that's it. Vaginal health, you know. Let's just get it all out there. Vulva's out. Vulva's out. I was at the store with my mom and I saw these wipes and it said like vulva wipe. And I was like, how's everybody's vulvas doing? And then my mom was like, she just laughed so hard, I couldn't believe it. Vulva really got her. You guys going? You have to go. Yeah, get out of here. Go. This is the perfect time. When I'm on stage, this is the transition time. Well, you guys are sadly going to miss some really great comedy. It was so good to meet you, though. See you guys. Follow them. That was amazing. Stay safe, stay cool, stay grateful. Give thanks. I'm really excited to bring up this next guy. I missed him. Make me laugh, Sean O'Connor. Give me something. Pasta. Straight up pasta.
Oh my God. I don't have a song. I don't have a song about tampons, though I'm an ally. I'm an ally. I have 3 sisters. I think they're still bleeding. I don't know. If they're watching, they might be menopause. They might be past. It's a tough call, But that's not what this bit's about. Thanksgiving, right? Tomorrow, it's coming on hot. Anybody going home for Thanksgiving? Just hanging? Yeah, same. I'm gonna miss my sister's famous roast turkey and the traditional stuffing of the feelings that happened around the O'Connor household during the holidays and all those things. And also, not to mention, in my dad's long past, but no one's been able to recreate his famous garlic mashed potatoes with the butter, just slathered in butter, and then just garnished with that anger and resentment. It's his own personal recipe. Yeah, I'll miss that. I won't miss that. I might have some mashed potatoes tomorrow, but they won't leave a bad taste in my mouth, so to speak. I went to, I'm dating this gal, and let's just call her my girlfriend. And, right? Just for the people at home. And I swung by her house the other day, like 2 days ago, midday, went by for a little lovin', a little impromptu lovin', a little afternoon delight, as the song used to say, right? And I came back out to my car, and I had a fucking parking ticket. I could not believe it. Fucking ticket. I had a fucking ticket. I had blocked the street sweeping, the street cleaning, evidently, and so I realized I had just paid for sex, basically. But I felt kind of dirty, for that, which made sense because I blocked the street sweeping. It's just like you could see where it had just gone around my car. It was an expensive outing, and I was thinking, of course, they're never going to retract the ticket. But I thought maybe I could get the judge to reduce the fine on my fucking ticket because we only did oral. Maybe we could bring it down a little bit. I mean, it was still great, but it's cheaper. It's cheaper, if you're buying off the rack. Oh God! So dating is hard. Well, let me rephrase that. Dating me is hard. I'm so petty. I'm just so, I know I just so much. I mean, you can read all about it in my book. 1,793 things that bug the shit out of me. Volume 1. So it might be a trilogy, honestly, at the rate I'm going. You got to laugh like that? Oh my God. I'll put that in volume 2. Strange giggles from the audience. No. The dating apps, right? Like it's a good tool, but also it doesn't matter what age you are. The dating apps are just kind of a shit show. I mean, I do think for older daters, they should borrow a page from the automotive world, and they should come out with a certified pre-owned situation for the dating apps. At a certain age, right? It's like, come on. Like, obviously, you're going to have a lot of miles on you. You get over 50, right? It's just like, are those the original miles? Is the odometer are you really 53? Come on, let's see the fact sheet. You're going to have some body damage. You're going to have been banged up a little bit, but have you taken care of it? Has there been therapy? How much body work are we talking about here? By the way, is that your actual? I don't know. I'm going to get into plastic surgery too much. But is the divorce final? Right? Is the title clean? Like this is. I mean, I'm going on a date with him, and she's like, "Oh no, I'm not actually divorced. It's pending." Like, so's this relationship, or lack thereof. No, I do. Being out in the dating world too, I totally understand why women my age or older are or why men, my age, are dating younger women. And it's because women my age typically have plans on Friday and Saturday night. And by plans, I mean grandchildren. They got grandbabies to babysit. I mean, would you rather choose the unconditional love of your grandchild, or would you rather have dinner and drinks with me, where the love is extremely conditional? Again, right? Like, you gotta laugh like that? Like, really? You gotta hold your fork like that? Well, you're raised by wolves, It's tough. And, yeah, I know what it's from, just in terms of that. I was raised by a, depressed Irish Catholic alcoholic, which is redundant. Those are basically synonyms. I grew up with a lot of anxiety and trauma, and looking back on it, well, I didn't have the words for it back then as a little kid. I just called it Dad, and he had his own demons. He did, and he called them his kids. But he's gone now, and we made peace before he died. My girlfriend's an 8. Nice. Her words. I would never. I'm not that petty. I would never, objectify women like that. She said I'm an 8 at Ralph's. I'm like, what are you doing shopping at Ralph's? No, she said I'm an 8 at Ralph's, but I'm a 4 at Erewhon. I'm like, oh, I see where we're going here. This is a little bit of a challenge because I love Erewhon. I mean, I love a fancy grocery store, but I don't want to date a 4. I don't know. But we worked it out. We worked it out like adults. And we decided to open up our relationship. And so now we're seeing other grocery stores. So that's been fruitful. And occasionally now when we've got a date coming up, I'll surprise her. I'll text her and be like, hey, get dressed up, like really bring it, baby. And then I'll surprise her with a trip to Grocery Outlet where, everybody's at 12. It's so good. You go in, they just feel all sexy. And there's some great deals too, depending on what the buyer was able to find. Good trip to Gross Out is always Gross Out. Yeah, you ever heard that? Gross Out? Yeah. The Grocery Outlet. My God. You saw the other day, and I don't understand why, as a country, we still do this. The President of the United States pardoning turkeys. Like, it's not a good look. This 81-year-old guy engaged in a conversation with turkeys. You know what I mean? Like, that's just not going to go well. Like, what? Why? And also to pardon, and also I don't think we should be throwing around the pardon thing so fast and loose. There's a guy waiting in the wings who's going to pardon some turkeys, like, metaphorically. I'm like, what did these turkeys do? Really, we should probably be pardoning, or not pardoning, the people who came over and, ravaged the land, if you will, and stole the turkeys and ate them. No, that's a long road, but I don't know. The turkeys, pardoning turkeys. I mean, it would make more sense for the president to be giving, like, the Presidential Medal of Freedom to Santa Claus or something for all the joy he spreads in the world, if we're going to have a fantasy. And with that mediocre ending, I'm Sean O'Connor. You can find me on the gram at the real Sean O'Connor, and have a great holiday.
Give it up for Sean O'Connor. Dude, I just know I don't think they'd let me into Erewhon. I don't know. One time I was outside my store and I just smiled at somebody and she jumped. I swear to God. No, I swear. I swear. Well, I'm glad you guys stuck around because I'm really excited to see our last comedian of the night, Sosa Night. He's a new regular. You're a motherfucking regular.
Man, I feel a little weird being up here. Everyone's been killing it. Anyway, I'm being honest. I'm giving y'all a compliment. You know, I'm a little high right now, so y'all gotta give me a break. All right, let's get it started today, shall we? So, I grew up in a black household. In black households, if you get sick, like you really gotta be sick. You know what I mean? Like, like you gotta have like cancer or some shit, like to go to the doctor. And there was no place worse than I felt this when I lived in Arizona. Now, Arizona is just hell pretty much. Like, fuck that place before first and everything, right? So when I was living over there, I must have got bit by some mysterious ass bug or something. Like, it must have been like some assassin bug or some shit. My legs got real fucked up. They were all lumpy and it swelled up. You know what I mean? I really couldn't walk, which you think would be like emergency room level of pain. But, my mom, she was like, just walk it off, nigga, and just walked off. I was like, what? So, I begged my mom. It was like Monday morning. I'm like, please, Mom, I cannot go to school. Like, I can't walk. You got to take me to the doctor. She hits me with the ultimatum. She's like, look, I'm going to take to the doctor. I'm going to miss work. We don't, we live in Arizona. We don't got no health insurance. If you're not sick, I'm going to beat the shit out you, which put me in a terrible headspace because I was in the back of the car going, please, God, please give me AIDS. Please, I need cancer, something. I didn't give a fuck. You feel me? And, this is where, I don't know if any of y'all lived in Arizona. Everything sucks. The school system suck. The hospitals suck. And this hospital ain't shit. You feel me? I walked in there and, the hospital, they gave me the gown, take my test, take my piss. And this is where everyone started to get a little worried because my piss was, like, black. So anyway, my mom started looking at me like, whoa. I didn't know about that. You know what I mean? So, the doctor comes in, and the doctor's like, your son might have kidney failure. Like, that's an asshole way to give me that fucking news, you know what I mean? But me, I'm fucking happy. I'm not getting my ass whooped. I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, then so I look over. I didn't realize, like, the situation until I looked over to my mom and the doctor, and they kind of both sitting there like. So I'm like, oh, shit, all right. Like, fuck, well. Now I'm a little scared because, like, am I going to die? I don't know. So, they do more tests, and this is how you know this hospital. It was the last dick thing they did to me. These assholes left. Y'all know the show Monsters Inside of Me? It's not a show you should be playing in someone's hospital room, especially, like, a 10-year-old boy's hospital room. So I'm sitting there thinking about, like, fuck, I might have kidney failure. And I look up, and all I see is monsters inside of me. And it's like this 10-year-old girl fucking died to a brain parasite. And I was like, this is the worst shit I've ever watched at a hospital. Like, fuck, I need some happiness. You know what I mean? Anyway, they came in, did some tests, find out I didn't have kidney failure. I was just having, like, an allergic reaction. Just asshole doctor just scared the fuck out of me. You know what I mean? So they pretty much sent me home with some, shots, and my mom gave me one of those Flintstone gummies. The Flintstone gummies, the vitamins. You only supposed to eat like 5 of them shits. I ate the whole thing in one night. I didn't give a fuck. I got my ass whooped the next day for it. So I guess I didn't really win anything out. Huh? It's just fucking. Man, what else am I gonna talk about today? I came in here and I recently quit Macy's, which I'm done with retail. After I graduated college, I was like, no more retail for me. Because, working at Macy's, I didn't realize this. It was like a cool spot sometimes. But now that I can quit, I can finally just air that shit out. It was the sluttiest place I've ever worked. I mean, like, the first day I was there, like, I was working in the men's section. These 2 niggas walked up to me, and it was like, any girls you like here yet? And I was like, nigga, like, I'm trying to. At first, I thought I was getting set up, honestly. I thought they was setting me up. And this is how I knew people who work at Macy's long term are real goners. Because this dude, now I'm not going to say his name because he still works in Macy's, black dude. But I just remember him being like, yeah, watch out, man. The girls, they be laying traps around here and shit. Me, I just be falling for him and shit. I'm like, the fuck does that mean, be falling for him? You fall for traps at work with these females, you know what I mean? But then the women will also be, like, weirdly horny, too. Like, look, I'm not an attractive dude, you know what I mean? I'm not, like, the funniest guy around. definitely not funny enough for like I don't get a lot of play. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what to say. You know, you can tell now I don't get a lot of play. But at Macy's, they all kept trying to talk to me like, "How you doing, Sosa? You know, oh man, really?" And I'm a fucking dick. I'll they ask me, be like, "Sosa, what are you gonna do after work today?" And I'm like, "Go home." Not going out with you. Fuck out of here. Like, you're not trying to set me up because I don't want to ever date people at Macy's. You know what I mean? You shouldn't date your coworkers. You know what I mean? Because then your coworkers just set you up for terrible things. I don't know where I was going. This is not even a joke. Let's get back to the comedy, shall we? It's fucking ranting on here today. Yeah. Anyone likes Thanksgiving? I like my family's pretty interesting. You know, they're a bunch of old black ladies usually, but they have a weird kink. They really like Indian men, like violently, and specifically Sri Lankan men. And I don't mean like the nice ones. Look like these niggas from like the 7-Eleven. Like my Aunt Sherry, she's like a fucking lion. You feel me? Like I'll be riding with her. I gotta sit down for this. My Aunt Sherry, I might have to air her out. You know what I mean? What's gonna change her name? It's fucking Aunt Barry. I don't fucking know. Look, man, she's one of the most interesting people I've known. You know what I mean? She's like 57 years old or some shit. And she has this really weird kink with Indian men. Like, because, she loves light-skinned mixed children. Y'all not black. Y'all don't know this, but black people are really obsessed with mixed children. Like, it gets them riled up. You know what I mean? So, and she's really into this shit. But she's fucking like, she's creepy, you know what I mean? Like, she first off, she hangs around with 14 kids off rip. Because, like, she's like a foster mom. That's like her little hustle, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's like, she herds kids like a fucking sheep herder, you know what I mean? Grabs them up. You're going to live here now. Get 500 for you, you know what I mean? Y'all know the vibes, right? But when I mean she was an Indian hunter, I don't know if I can say that, but she was the Indian hunter. Like, I remember one time, right? We're at this gas station. And I'm in the back, and it's like 17 of us. We're all in the fucking back, and I'm just sitting there, and my auntie, she sends the girls to go in there, and she's looking aside, and I guess she's Indian, man. She's like, ooh. So, this is how she's like, I gotta go in there, and I gotta get this man's number. I gotta go in there, I gotta get this man's number, you know what I mean? And I'm sitting there, whole time sitting there like, this is the bottom of the barrel of, like, all the Indian niggas. Like, you know what I mean? like, out of all the Indian men, the gas station one is just crazy. She's not the only one. You know what I mean? This is a family-wide spread problem. You know what I mean? Like, so she goes in there, and I don't know what the fuck she does. I think she was talking to like some 17-year-old kid in there or some shit. That's fucking terrible. Why did I say that? What the fuck, man? This is terrible. Oh, man, shit. I'm getting cramps up here. This is not all right. Let's move on to another subject. Let's get off my fucking aunties. What other subjects I can talk about? I'm just gonna do my closing joke. I thought like a really fun closing joke. So it's about my grandmother. I know anyone who's ever seen me talk about my grandmother knows how I feel about her. So this is like around the time. This is a good Thanksgiving story. This is why I don't want no one to come out for Thanksgiving. You know what I mean? So my grandmother, she just got out of prison, right? And it's like, and we're going to like my dad's side of family's family reunion, and this is all fun and shit. My grandmother, out of prison, and out of prison people are typically like, I've had other people go to prison. They're really horny when they got out of prison, right? But I was hoping that my old ass grandmother, no titties, was not gonna not wanna I don't think she was gonna have like that prison dick syndrome. You feel me? But when we take her here, now mind you, my grandfather on my dad's side of the family, his wife, and my grandmother died not too long ago, right? Very sad. So he's a little lonely, I guess, right? Well, when he got there, my fucking grandmother, I don't know if like that old man dick hit her nostrils or some shit, but she got to action. I never seen an old lady start shooting game. She walked over, she was like, hello, how you doing? You know what I mean? And that old nasty motherfucker was like, And the whole time, we're all sitting there like, oh my God, like, nigga, that's my grandma, that's my grandfather too. Y'all can't be fucking. I don't want that shit. That's gonna make everything weird. Like it's not incest, but it's like half-ass incest. Yeah. We all like half-ass incest, right? That's my ending statement. I'm Sosa Knight. Peace. Find me at Sosa Knight.
Sosa, everybody. Talk about a night of all killers. We fucking murdered. I was gonna make a joke. I don't want to do it anymore. I've been Sam. Oh, I'm gonna have to run and press that button. That's gonna be so funny. There's gonna be 1 second of nothing on the stage because I produced tonight and hosted, and nobody died. So thank you guys for coming. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm really grateful for all you guys. It's been really nice getting to know you this year. And I'm so excited to laugh more. And yay! Monday, Wednesday, Friday.